Every few decades, a new kind of star emerges, one who doesn't simply act, sing, or perform, but rewires the entire definition of fame. In China's dazzling entertainment galaxy, two names shine with magnetic force: Zhan and Wang Yibo. Their rise isn't just an ascent through screens and stages. It's a cultural shift, a revolution in how talent, fandom, and global identity intertwine. Together, they're forging a new blueprint for what it means to be a celebrity in the modern age. The story begins quietly. Zhan, once a mild-mannered art student, spent nights sketching designs, not practicing dance moves. Yet something in him longed for the stage. In 2015, he took that leap, auditioning for a boy group survival show, his shy smile hiding a fierce determination. Under the heavy stage lights, something awakened. Fast forward to 2019, and that spark ignited into a cultural supernova. Wang Yibo, meanwhile, was already carving his path. Dancer, actor, motorcycle racer, talk show host, an embodiment of ambition without boundaries. His style carried a mix of cool detachment and quiet fire, the kind of magnetism that doesn't scream but pulls you in effortlessly. Then came the Untamed, the storm that united them, the series that turned admiration into obsession. As Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji, their on-screen chemistry electrified millions. But it was more than just a drama. It was a phenomenon. Fans from Beijing to Brazil streamed, subtitled, and shared it until the story transcended borders. Suddenly, two young men became not just celebrities, but symbols of artistry, brotherhood, and modern Chinese storytelling. Zhan's humility and emotional vulnerability, paired with Wang Yibo's quiet intensity, embodied dual forces that drew audiences of every generation. It's here that something extraordinary happened. Chinese celebrity culture, once dictated by the industry, became powered by the fans. Zhan's supporters didn't just watch, they organized, strategized, and amplified. Their fandom became a digital nation. Social media trends, charity projects, and coordinated streaming events turned ordinary admirers into cultural producers. Fans weren't just witnesses. They were co-authors of a success story. The same energy orbited Wang Yibo, a fandom that treated his career like a shared mission. When he dropped a new song or starred in a new series, fan collectives turned social media platforms into pulsating arenas of celebration. They shaped perception, drove marketing, and blurred the line between artist and audience. But fame in the digital era burns both ways. Zhan learned this when controversy struck during the now infamous 227 incident. A fanfiction dispute spiraled into a national conversation on celebrity power, censorship, and the toxicity of online fandom. For a moment, his brilliance seemed dimmed. Brands distanced themselves, social media turned chaotic, and the pressure of fame felt heavier than ever. Yet, amid the chaos, Zhan didn't crumble. He re-emerged with clarity, apologizing, reflecting, and reasserting his commitment to using influence responsibly. He transformed the pain into purpose, showing fans how to rebuild with grace. That moment redefined him not just as an idol, but as a model of emotional intelligence and resilience. Wang Yibo faced his own battles, balancing multiple careers while being scrutinized under the relentless gaze of media and netizens. Yet he stayed steadfast, letting his work speak. His performances grew deeper, his confidence sharper, his artistry more experimental. His every move, from fashion partnerships with Chanel and Dior to mentoring new dancers on variety shows, became lessons in how to evolve without losing authenticity. Zhan, too, expanded his artistry. From fantasy epics to raw military dramas like Ace Troops, he shed glamour for grit, proving he wasn't just a pretty face, but a serious actor. Each role felt like a layer peeled back, revealing depth and craft that silenced skeptics. When he stepped into the world of global fashion, representing top luxury houses, he did it with effortless grace, embodying the elegance of a man who knows both his value and his roots. Wang Yibo's multifaceted career only fueled his legend. On stage, his dance moves sliced through beats like lightning. On set, his performances carried stillness that said everything without words. Off-screen, his love for motorcycle racing gave fans a glimpse into his fearless, adrenaline-fueled soul. He wasn't just acting out. Charhat began on a quiet stage years ago and now reverberates across continents, a rhythm of light, resilience, and... The lights were harsh that night. Cameras blinked, stage smoke curled through the air, and hundreds of trainees waited for their one shot at destiny. Among them stood a young man with quiet eyes and an almost fragile calm, Zhan, a boy who once drew floor plans instead of dance steps. The audience didn't know it yet, but that soft-spoken smile was about to rewrite the rhythm of Chinese pop culture. Zhan wasn't born into showbiz. He was an art student, sketching in cafes, designing logos, humming tunes under his breath. He wasn't the loudest in the room, but he had the kind of aura that made you look twice. When he joined the talent show X9 in 2015, he didn't come to chase fame. He came to test his courage. Every dance step, every lyric, every late-night rehearsal was a leap of faith. Then, like a scene from a movie, fate brought him together with another dreamer, Wang. Yibo was different. Sharp lines, cool energy, a dancer who moved like lightning wrapped in silk. He had been training since he was a teenager, building a name as a performer with both precision and edge. While Zhan glowed like warm sunrise, Wang blazed like neon midnight. Opposites, and yet destined to collide. That collision happened in 2019 with the release of the Untamed. Nobody expected the wave that followed. Imagine the moment the first episode aired. The quiet hum of anticipation, the way fans whispered names online before the show even hit its stride. Then suddenly, boom, a digital eruption. The chemistry between Zhan's mischievous yet tender Wei Wuxian and Wang Yibo's stoic, loyal Lan Wangji was magnetic. The camera didn't just film two actors. It captured an alchemy, a heartbeat that pulsed across millions of screens. Within weeks, hashtags about them flooded Weibo. Entire fan armies were born overnight. International viewers began streaming the series, translating lines, creating fan art, writing stories, and crying over scenes that blurred the boundary between fiction and feeling. It was more than a drama, it was a movement. Zhan's rise felt almost mythic. One moment, he was a supporting act in a boy band. The next, he was China's national heartthrob. But what made him stand out wasn't just beauty. It was the emotion he carried in every glance. There's a scene in The Untamed where his character plays a haunting melody under the moonlight, grief trembling in every note. That moment sealed it. Audiences saw not just an actor, but a storyteller of the soul. Meanwhile, Wang Yibo became the embodiment of modern cool. The way he held his sword, the calm behind his eyes, it wasn't arrogance, it was discipline. He became the blueprint of the composed hero, the kind who speaks softly but commands attention. His silence wasn't emptiness, it was gravity. After The Untamed, China's entertainment landscape changed forever. Fans didn't just watch, they mobilized. They created online communities, streaming projects, and charity drives in their idols' names. They raised funds for children's hospitals, planted trees, and supported disaster relief, all while celebrating their stars. The rise of Zhan and Wang Yibo gave birth to a new kind of fandom, powerful, organized, and driven by purpose. In the glow of fame, Zhan remained grounded. He often spoke about gratitude, about staying humble no matter how bright the spotlight burns. That sincerity became his signature. He smiled through exhaustion, waved through chaos, and kept his fans close, not as followers, but as companions. Wang Yibo, ever the mysterious one, built his legend through action. Whether he was racing motorcycles at professional events or mentoring new dancers on TV, he showed a fierce commitment to excellence. He didn't talk much about his goals, he showed them. Every move, every project screamed one message. Don't tell the world who you are. Show them. Their combined energy was unstoppable. Together, they represented two sides of the same dream, heart and hustle, art and ambition. For millions of young people across Asia, they became symbols of what could happen when you dare to chase the impossible. One of the most breathtaking moments came during a joint performance at a major award show. The crowd was deafening, a sea of light sticks waving like constellations. When Zhan's voice merged with Wang Yibo's dance rhythm, time seemed to freeze. Fans cried, screamed, and laughed all at once. It wasn't just entertainment anymore, it was communion, a shared heartbeat connecting strangers across the world. Behind those glamorous moments, however, was the grind. Long nights on set, endless rehearsals, sleepless flights between concerts and shoots. But both men carried their struggles with elegance. Zhan's soft strength and Wang Yibo's fierce quiet made resilience look beautiful. They showed that real stardom isn't about being untouchable, it's about being unstoppable. Their story also signaled a new chapter in Chinese pop culture, one where artists aren't molded by studios, but defined by authenticity. Zhan taught audiences that vulnerability can be power. Wang Yibo showed that calm determination can outshine noise. Together, they became the face of a generation that believes in balance, strength with sensitivity, confidence with humility. It's no exaggeration to say they've become cultural ambassadors. The Untamed fandom spans continents, uniting people from different languages and lifestyles. Fans from Mexico, Thailand, Korea, and France post edits, wear cosplay, and celebrate birthdays for stars they've never met but deeply feel connected to. Through their art, Zhan and Wang Yibo built bridges where borders once stood. Their journey reminds everyone that the road to greatness doesn't begin with perfection, it begins with passion. Zhan started as an ordinary boy chasing a whisper of a dream. Wang Yibo began as a young dancer determined to master his craft. Together, they showed that if you stay authentic, work relentlessly, and lead with heart, the world will eventually catch your light. The stage goes dark. Music fades. Two spotlights remain, one warm, one cool, merging at the center like the past and future shaking hands. Zhan smiles. Wang Yibo nods. The crowd erupts again. Cameras flash, and somewhere another young dreamer watching from home thinks, maybe I can do it too. That's how revolutions begin, not with thunder, but with inspiration. So, if you're watching this right now, take a deep breath. Remember where they started. Remember that every superstar once stood where you are, uncertain, hopeful, and hungry to shine. Zhan and Wang Yibo didn't just shape the next generation of Chinese celebrities, they lit the torch for the next generation of dreamers. If you love this story and want to see more deep dives into the world of Asian entertainment, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps the lights on, the stories flowing, and the inspiration alive.